Well, hello and welcome everyone to EBC Online. My name is Mike. I'm one of the pastors here at Enoggera Baptist Church. And look, if you've stumbled onto this video, then that means that you've clicked on our online platform when there's no service scheduled to be playing. And so if you were to come back here at this link at 9:30 on Sunday morning or at 4:30 on Sunday afternoon, you'll see one of our services being rolled out. But as it is, you've got me telling you a little bit about us. So while you're watching, why don't I tell you a little bit about who we are at Enoggera Baptist. So we're a little church in Brisbane's inner northern suburbs that was planted almost 150 years ago now, back when this was all just an orange grove. And I can kind of summarize what we're about in 3 phrases: gospel-centered discipleship, gospel-centered community, and gospel-centered mission. So firstly, that first little phrase that we use there, gospel-centered. By gospel-centered, what I mean is that we are all about Jesus. We're all about his perfect life, his sacrificial death, and his victorious resurrection. We believe that a gospel-centered life is a Jesus-centered life, and a gospel-centered church is a Jesus-centered church. And we believe that Jesus changes lives. Secondly, by that phrase, gospel-centered discipleship, what we mean is that God hasn't given us a list of rules to obey, so much as a person to know, a person to love, a person to walk with, a person to follow: Jesus. So we believe that Jesus calls us to follow him and be his disciples, and that every step of the way as we do that, we are reliant on him and his grace and his strength as we follow him. We believe that the key to life is a relationship, a personal relationship with the God of heaven. We believe that the gospel of Jesus calls us deeper in prayer, deeper into the word of God. And we believe that we are to do life with him every day, life before the face of God. Secondly, gospel-centered community. What we mean by that is that we believe that the gospel shapes our culture, shapes our relationships. That just as we have received love from the Father, so we are also to love others. And that means we say a hard no to certain things in our church. We're going to say a hard no to posturing. We're going to say a hard no to pretense and pretending. And instead, we want to pursue honesty and openness and kindness and vulnerability and those things that display the grace of God and the gospel to the world. But we also believe that we need one another to do this journey of faith. That although faith is personal, it's never individual. And so we believe that we can only flourish in community. We believe that we need one another to grow in faith, and that we are to do life together. And finally, by gospel-centered mission, what we mean is that we believe that God has woven us into his mission in the world. God is up to something, and he has invited us to be part of it. He's made us a part of it. And so we believe that every Christian is an ambassador for King Jesus, tasked with representing him in the world and carrying his message of hope to our city and to our world, because it is good news. And because of that, we believe that we don't just exist for ourselves. We don't exist for the kingdom of Enoggera Baptist or the kingdom of Mike, the kingdom of whatever your name is. We exist for the kingdom of heaven. And that we do life with purpose because he's called us to something greater. So that's a little bit about us. Those 4 things: gospel centrality, discipleship, community, mission. Those are the 4 kind of rocks, the 4 values that we base everything around. And so look, if you're keen, join us back here at 9:30 on Sunday morning or 4:30 Sunday afternoon for a service, because we'd love to meet you and love you to join us. And so please do. Grace and peace. Thank you.